Let's do it that way.
Hey,
Hey, hun.
hey, there go Erica. I saw her in here. She's up. There she go. Hello, ladies. Hello, audience. Everybody, welcome to the Homebrews Clubhouse. Come on in, have a seat, sit that there, sit that there, sit that there, sit down, sit down. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a triangle realtor with XC Realty. And welcome to the Home Buyers Clubhouse, where we go live every Wednesday and every Friday at 12:30 p.m. On Wednesdays, we give something inspirational and motivational. On Fridays, we give something educational. Hello, ladies. How are y'all doing today?
Doing great. How
Hello.
are you?
Good. Introduce yourself to the audience for those of them that don't know you guys.
Well, I am Nicole
Nicole,
Crawford. What? Okay.
go on.
I'm Nicole Crawford. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty, and I service the Greensboro Triad area.
All right, Miss Erica.
Hey, and I am Erica Batts with New American Funding. I service North Carolina, South Carolina, and that's it.
Look at that. It sounds like we are all off today. I had the
Yeah.
hardest issue trying to get up in here, but we made it, y'all. We made it. All right, y'all. So today we are talking about some scams that happen in real estate. You hear about scams everywhere in business and in real estate. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So ladies, do y'all hear of a lot of scams or anything? And then we're gonna dig deep into it.
I feel
Uh,
like, as far as scams, I feel like if there's an opportunity, there's a scam in every business and everything we do. They have figured
Mhm.
out a way. But real estate, I think the last, I want to say 6 or 7 years, we've really had to really crack down on making sure that we are not sharing certain information through email and that kind of thing. So there's opportunity
mhm.
in real estate for us to be scammed all the time.
Definitely, and that's a
Absolutely.
good one. I didn't even have that one written down. Go on, Erica.
Well, I was gonna say,
Go on.
yeah, I've had that same experience. I've had people who, renters who were trying to rent a house that wasn't really for sale. I've
Mm-hmm.
also had the scam where they'll be sent an email to say, "Hey, the wire instructions have changed. This is now where you're going to send your wire to." And I've had
Yeah.
people, almost lose thousands of dollars, like tens of thousands of dollars, in that manner.
Well, at least you said almost, because people have lost tens of
Yes.
thousands of dollars in that manner. So yeah,
Hundreds
the
of
first
thousands
one
of
that
dollars.
I wanted to talk about was real estate. I mean, rental scams. I have a lot of people that call me a lot of the times. They're calling me and asking me, if I do rentals. Unfortunately, I no longer do rentals. I no longer, show rentals. But what I do, what I tell them is, you know what? I'll send you some listings. If you see anything that you like, what I can do is I can give you the property manager's information and you can contact them directly because I understand, and I've been there, and you can't trust a lot of people out here. And so we know that, hey, if it's an MLS, we can trust it, most of the time. So let's talk about it. So let's talk about some red flags that can help you identify a rental scam. All right, so the first thing that I have on my list is the first, and I notice this a lot on Craigslist also and Facebook. One thing is that watermark that's in the corner of the photo. If it has like a MLS watermark in the photo, it's almost, and somebody else is listing it as a private owner, it's almost 98% of the time a scam. It is.
Mhm.
When I was in property management, I listed my first property in property management, and I had so many people calling me because somebody had listed the property as a scam, but they were smart enough to go and look up the number or drive by the property and call the number that's on the sign. But yeah, you definitely have to be careful with that. Um, for the MLS watermark, do y'all know what an MLS watermark is? Audience, do y'all know what an MLS watermark is? It's usually like a little watermark. In our area, we have the triangle MLS, TL, ML, I can't talk today. TL, TMLS, and then we have different areas. So just look for that watermark. If you see that, you definitely want to make sure that you do a little bit more research. and try to find the MLS number. See, my internet is acting up. Can y'all hear me okay? Yes, no.
We can hear you now.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So, and sometimes if the listing is a little vague, if the listing is a little vague, certain things in the background, if stuff don't add up, if it doesn't match, in this market the rental prices are like $3,200, but this house is listed for $1,100, or let's say
Right.
the market is about $1,200 and it's listed for $500. You definitely want to look out for things like that. I saw a story about a property owner. She went by to go check on her property, and somebody was moving in, and they found the property for $500. The person, they were putting stuff in the storage and just moving in, and it happens a lot, you guys. So you definitely want to do your research.
And
Ladies,
I
y'all
would say
keep in mind.
also, do a reverse search. Like when you see an image out there, a lot of times if you will right click, you can search through Google. You may be able to find that listing somewhere else. And because I know at one point everybody was putting, this property is for sale, not for rent, as a watermark on
Mhm.
pictures because of those very reasons where,
Yep.
a lot of times you would have people and now somebody has walked away with $3,500 of your money.
Mhm.
Exactly. Another one is you hear a lot is, I'm out of the country. I'm out of the
Yeah.
Right.
country. Unfortunately, and as soon as they say that, no, keep it moving. Because if something ain't right about it. And they want you to sign something before seeing anything. And we already said if the rent doesn't match up. I was having issues seeing my computer screen, but I just zoomed in. So I can see now. All right, y'all. Some things to do to avoid that is just make sure you research the landlord. Like Erica said earlier, with a simple Google search, you can find out if a person is associated with that property. Verify the address. Check that. Just verify the address, because sometimes they don't even put an address on there online. So just verify it. Check the street view of the property. When you look at the property online, just click on the street view and just kind of check things out to see if other properties match the exterior, because sometimes they have a different address. And if that's not the same property on Google Street View, you already know something is up. And like I said, meet them in person. Sometimes scammers, they're unwilling to meet in person. I know when I was in property management, we did a lot of stuff virtually. So we did, and people wanted to come by our office, and a lot of times they don't have an office, but definitely meet that person in person. Y'all got any feedback y'all want to add? Hey, y'all take over. I got to answer the door right quick.
The only thing I was going to say is you really do have to be careful in this market, because I've had a young lady that called me that actually met people at the house, was able to tour the home and handed over her money, and come to find out they were nowhere near, they were not the owners. Because you can now get in properties virtually, anybody can truly meet you there. So make sure you ask for credentials and see if you can get an application, a paper application, or meet them in the office. Ask for some kind of reference for that company, because right now it's getting harder and harder to make sure that who you're meeting or who you're talking to is legit. So do your homework, and don't give up money so easily before actually. I've had people to call me and say, hey, does this sound right? Because they want money for me to even fill out the application before I fill it out. If they want you to send a deposit before you even have been qualified, think about the things that you normally would go through. And if there's any deviation from that, it may not sound right.
Definitely.
And I will say also
Come on,
check into the see who owns the property. Like check on your county website, see who owns that property. And if the person that you're meeting is not that person, then that's at least a yellow flag. It may not always be a red flag, because they could be a property manager, things like that. But still, I would definitely ask questions if that does not add up.
Definitely. And another one is rent to own scams. There are legitimate rent to own properties out here. But the issue is people will advertise properties that are not theirs. They're pretending to be the owner. Let me see. Hold on. We have some comments over here. I reported one that somehow got access to the company's electronic door code. Wow, you're right, Joelle. That happens a lot. like Open Door, they give out codes. It's different places, different companies that have these codes, and that's what they'll do. If you got a door code, they will definitely try to rent out your property. They will, or they'll try to sell it. So
Right.
yeah, that's a good one, Joelle. So yeah, people will try to do rent to own scams. They don't own the property. They'll take the money, an upfront, an upfront fee with no non-refundable deposit, and then they disappear once they get your money. So same thing, like Erica said earlier, like I said earlier, make sure that you do your research, verify the tax record. You can go on the county website just to verify that the owner is the owner. That's the very first step that you should do. Y'all got any more that y'all want to give? I'm trying to read all this stuff. I can't see. My contacts ain't working today.
I would say if you see them, even if if you verify the person, they should have some sort of, if they're a property manager, they should have some sort of contract between them, the owner, and themselves.
Definitely. And what we do here is a lot is seller financing. Well, we're not gonna say a lot, but what you may find is seller financing, and that's usually in the real estate contract. Whenever y'all write it up, you put your terms in there, unless you have some separate terms or something like that. But that's usually written up. Let's see. If you get there, sometimes it could be legit, but if you get there and the property it looks worse than what they were advertising online, and you've given them all of your money, so it's legit, but they have fake photos up there. The house is in foreclosure. You see that a lot. You move your stuff in, and then the house go into foreclosure. So you
Right.
make sure you do your research, you guys. And another one is, what a lot of people do is they will sell you this house well above market value. And whenever it's time for you to get this property to get a mortgage of your own or whatever you decide to do, you're underwater. And you can't refinance it because, you can't finance it because it's not appraising. So yeah, y'all
I
got
know
anything y'all want to add to that?
I will say, I know another scam that I've seen, like on Zillow, places like that. It'll be an ad that says, I've decided to list this property for $35,000 because I want to help out first time home buyers. And you look and it's a $400,000 house. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're not doing that.
Do your research. Do your research.
You
So
got it.
Joelle said it looked very legitimate, and I still don't know how they gave me the door code because the code changes. Oh, so you wasn't the owner. You were actually someone. See? Yeah, that's crazy.
Well,
And
a lot of times,
it's pretty easy.
yeah, it's easy
Yeah,
to do that.
But the code doesn't change. Some people, they don't change their code. Sometimes, Joelle, they just give the same code out to everybody. It'd be smart to do a 1-day access code versus having the same code forever. So yeah, you're
But they
right
still
though.
getting passed on that too.
Mm-hmm. They can. All
Yeah.
right. So like Nicole said earlier, we have business scams. People are online. They're telling you that they're gonna I'm moving the wrong mouse. They're telling you that. Oh wait, let me say something real quick, y'all. So we planning for this event. I got some wine coming. The person that was at my door was not the wine guy. So if I leave again, that's why. I had to get it out there. Disclosure. I'm waiting on some wine. For our event. That's it. All right.
Ooh,
So
fancy.
yes, y'all. And I want y'all to be there. I want to see everybody there. All right. So just if I got to run again, that's why. It was somebody else trying to sell me something. I'm like, what? I gotta go, lady. All right, let's talk about business scams. So people are offering grants. Look, y'all. Jesse, I got scammed last year. I saw this lady in this real estate group. The person in the group, well, she vouched for her and everything. Like, yeah, she got my mama $30,000. Blah 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 blah. I pay her $4,000. $4,000 to get me some business grants. Didn't get it. And it wasn't just me, it was so many people. It was on the news and everything. So y'all be careful. One thing that I learned about doing that is if they're promising you, if they're guaranteeing you some funds, you already know it's like those are red flags going off.
Mm-hmm.
These people online, EINs, asking for your EIN number, doing all this stuff for your business. Y'all got to be very careful with that. Also, charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars to create an LLC. Like, be careful. That's it. Y'all got anything
Right.
y'all want to add to that before I move on to predatory lending?
Well, I was gonna say, or only charging you $25, $30 just for something just as simple that you can do yourselves. And I think a lot of times we get caught up in the stuff that we can truly do ourselves, but somebody is
Mhm.
offering to do it for us for on the low, or it makes sense because they got a beautiful Facebook page and they're bragging about how many clients they have and how much money they've made. And yes,
Mhm.
they are making a whole lot of money, because if you $25 by 150 people on a daily
Mhm.
basis, you reckon in some nice money, but you're not giving anybody any value because you're actually scamming all these people out of their money. Been hit, I got hit. And it was like, okay, I knew I could do it myself, but I didn't have the time. But after
Mhm.
just, and it wasn't, I think in my case, it was only $50. But at the same time, to know that somebody had access to my information is where I was upset about.
Yeah. But the same thing with the grant person. She had my blank check and everything. Well, it was voided, but she needed my checking information to have the money put into my
Mhm.
account. And like I said, it was from a trusted source, and I was like, okay, cool. This person, okay, cool. But yeah, she did what she needed to do for that person because that person had a ton of followers, and then
Mm-hmm.
she scammed everybody else in her group. So yeah, y'all just be careful, be careful, be careful. A lot of scammers out here. All right, so predatory lending. So let's get back to real estate. But we talk business in this group, so I wanted to bring that up. Let's predatory lending. Erica, you want to talk about predatory lending?
Sure. A lot of times that's when, somebody is going to charge you a higher interest rate for a product than you may be able to get somewhere else. A lot of people right now are looking at, it could be, oh, a seller financing. Well, I'm going to charge you 10% interest, whereas interest rates really would be about 5% or things like that. So that's a lot of times where your predatory lending comes into play, or they'll say, hey, I'm going to do this for you, even though, I know your credit is a 450, but I'm going to do this for you. And sometimes it's just a ploy to get your personal information.
Mm-hmm. So it's aggressive. Sometimes you see aggressive sales tactics in there.
Hmm.
Also, it says practices that imposes on unfair and abusive loan terms on borrowers, including high interest rates. And do y'all remember when we had that whole recession way back when?
Hmm.
Yeah, and they were giving these loans away. It's similar, but right now they can't do it. But what they're doing is they're charging people higher rates and people that don't know any better. The way to avoid that is do your research, shop around, shop around, shop around, do your
I
research,
know
and don't let nobody force you into getting a loan. I'm listening.
predatory lending is a lot of times is popular with car loans as well.
That's where I
So
was
Mm-hmm.
that's the
going.
ones where they're going to give you, you're going to look around and you're paying for 14% for a car loan. Or and there are some places that I won't name names, but there are some places that, if you have less than perfect credit, they are known for preying on you, and even the way that they apply your payments. So they'll apply your payments to, you'll pay off all the interest first, so that, when you get ready to refinance this car 12 months from now you're upside down and you can't. So you're forced to stay with them and pay this higher interest rate.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And it's sad, especially in our community, we find that a lot because we don't know
Hmm.
any better. All we know is we were approved for that loan. We don't know that we are paying 13, 14, 15% in interest rates while everybody else is paying 5%. So we gotta be very careful and we really need to read these numbers. I find now that a lot of people they not a lot because I still see many people don't know what an interest rate is, but is it has gotten better because like I said, when they had that crash, also they were giving these houses to people, charging them higher interest rates and putting stuff on the back end or whatever, and they don't know, and
Hmm.
now they're upside down. They're giving them an arms rate, and yeah, it was yeah. Then
Well,
it
yeah,
goes up,
not
then it goes up, and then it goes up, and then they can pay it off.
right, not sufficiently explaining what an arm is. An
That's
arm is not always a bad loan,
right.
but it's just you have to know how to work it.
But since
And
then, now we have caps, right? Back then they didn't have caps, did they? Do y'all
And
know
it
if they had
depends on
caps?
the loan that you're getting with the company,
Right.
and all of them are structured differently. You know, one of the things I say a lot of times with my clients when they're saying, "Oh, I don't want the arm because they're with state employees," you have to look at the product for itself. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that we don't see the number. We see that 14% when we go sign for that car. We just don't understand what that means. We don't
Right.
understand what
Right.
it means to pay 17 and 19% interest on something, and what that means how long we're gonna have to pay it off, and how long, if we would only work on our credit a little bit longer and we can get a Ford with a different company, what the difference that will make, and how long we pay and how much we pay for that car. So you go somewhere and you get a Toyota, a Kia or something like that. That's a $9,000 car, but if you're paying for it with 17% interest, by the time you paid it off, you bought 3 cars. That's where it matters. A lot of us think, oh, I can pay the $250 a month, I'm good. So we see the numbers, we don't understand
Mm-hmm.
what it means for our lives. And I think that's the part where we get in trouble.
Yes.
We
Right.
get in
Or either
trouble.
they finance it for 84 months or something like that. Because when you go
Yes,
in, they're going to tell you, oh, so the first question they normally ask is, what payment are you trying to get? And so that's never a question that you should answer first, at least when you're purchasing a car loan. Don't worry about the payment. Let's talk about the price of the car.
that's right.
Exactly.
Because in
I know.
84 months, that car ain't no good.
Yeah,
Right.
I know. Some years ago, I mean, they taught us this in school, and I did pay attention to that part in school. So when I bought my car, and I'm looking and I'm signing, I'm like, what's up with this interest rate? Well, you can refinance it in a
Mm-mm.
few months and 6 months. They'll tell you that too, y'all. Don't listen. Don't listen to that
Yes.
crap. Don't listen to it, because I fell for it as well. Because you may not always be able to refinance in 6 months. So yeah.
And I will say with any time you're doing financing, pay attention to what they wrote, not what they said. Because they can
Absolutely.
tell you anything, but what's
Hmm.
on that paper, that's what the court is going to go by. That's what is law. It doesn't matter that John the salesman said that you could do XYZ. It's like, no, because what's written on that paper, that says ABC, and that's what we're going by.
Exactly. And that's what they told me with my other car that I had. I told y'all about this before also. When I had a car, I got a car. I had a new car, brand new car, but I saw another car and I liked it. And they was like, well, no, we cannot. This is me, still young, very, very young. No, we can't do that. My parents got me the car. Well, it's okay. Just call them, tell them to pick the car up. It'll be considered a voluntary repo and it won't hurt your credit.
And so
Y'all stop
now they
calling all
got
that stuff.
a free
Hmm.
car.
Yeah. That car sat in my yard forever. And then they finally, well, my mama yard, finally came and picked it up. Like, yeah. And then they wanted their money. So, yeah, I had to get an attorney. So, yeah. Y'all going to have to pay them one way or the other. So, don't play
Right.
around.
Right. And in this
Anyway.
market right now, a lot of times there's, that you can do other things. Like you can sell that car, just like houses. They're talking about, the impending foreclosure crisis that may be happening from some of the people. But, at this point, you can sell that house. Contact a realtor, sell that house if that's not something that's no longer in your budget. Sell it so you can at least walk away with some money. Don't let the bank take all your equity.
Ooh, yes. Nicole, you specialize in foreclosures, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I guess for me right now, I know a lot of us, because I've been there. I know a lot of us want to hold on to our houses. There's a
Mm-hmm.
shame and a bunch of emotion that goes along with losing your house. But this is the first time in a long time that a lot of people are reaching out and saying, "Hey, the bank is asking me to call somebody. I know you work and do short sales. Let us help you." And there's
Mm-hmm.
also resources out there that will help you stay in your home. I had a client that had some issues going on, and sent her to a resource, and they paid her mortgage payment for 6 months.
Let me say,
There
let me
are
testify because
resources
I
out
did it. At one point, I was unemployed, and a place paid my mortgage for a year.
there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And make sure you hit those resources before you get too far gone. But if
Hmm.
you do get to a point, call somebody and talk to somebody, because if you sell it, you walk away with your equity in your home and not giving it to the bank.
Exactly.
Girl, let's talk, because we haven't talked about this in a while. What's equity, girl? Tell them what equity is, honey.
So the equity in your home is the difference between what you owe the bank and the value of your home. So if you owe right now $130,000 and I could sell your house for 180, that's $50,000 worth of equity that's in your home. That's your money. So why would I let the bank foreclose on my house for my 130 when I can sell it for 180?
Right, because they're gonna sell it to somebody else for that.
So I have a new real estate agent in my office, right? I have a new real estate agent in my office, and the reason he got into real estate is because he sold his house, and he was just like, "Is this legal?" He just could not believe that he could sell his house, that a house that he still owed money on, and get a big fat check. Yes, that's your equity. It's a difference. Is it what you sell your house for 300, you owe 150, you get the remainder. So yes, that's your money, your equity. Don't let your house go back, y'all. Let's see.
And that's what a lot of people talk about for like, when they talk about, well, I just rather rent and those kind of things. So it's that equity is important. That's the number one way to build wealth in America.
Definitely, real estate is the way to go, you guys. And we're gonna get y'all there. We're gonna get you there one way or the other. It's all about mindset and putting your mind to it. If you feel like you can't do it, you're not. But if you know you can, you feel like you can. So your tongue is very powerful, and yeah, if home ownership is the next thing in your list, you can do it. Don't go get that car once you start fixing your credit. Y'all know, keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the prize. All right, y'all got anything else?
I would say house before the car.
Please.
Definitely. Indeed. All right, y'all. So we don't have anything else. Let's talk about our event that we have coming up. We have a all black masquerade gala, however you say it both ways. We have it coming up on October the 1st, y'all, at 7 p.m. It's in Raleigh at the Triangle Lebanese American Center off of Six Forks Road. So yes, we are really excited. This is our first annual event. We're talking big business in this event. We're just celebrating. It's a launch party. We're giving a formal dinner. We have your 360 photo booth. We're gonna have a DJ. We're there to network. If you would like to advertise your product there, if you would like to have a table there to set up, just let us know. We have another space for you guys on the other side. If you would like to sponsor an ad and advertise your product here in our group, you can do that as well. Just let us know, inbox us, drop us something in the box below, and we'll be glad to help you guys. But yes, we're really excited. Go and get your tickets. They are coming through. So I'm really excited about that.
Get your outfits. Get your outfits together.
Girl.
It takes us a minute to find us an outfit. So you got about 60 days. You actually got about 30 days to find you an outfit. Yes. Go on and start looking for your outfit. Go and hit up, whatever store you shop at.
Joelle,
so you can get it in.
Yes, big business, Joelle. Advertise on our group, sir. All right, y'all. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I'm a Triangle Realtor with A to Z Realty. You can reach me at 919-818-9854. Miss Nicole.
I'm Nicole Crawford. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty. I can be reached on my cell, which is always good. 336-457-3007.
Erica.
Hey, and I'm Erica Batts. I am your mortgage loan officer with New American Funding. You can also reach me on my cell at 919-608-7916, or you can reach me at ericabatts.com.
And you guys, y'all can reach all of us in the clubhouse at www.thehomebuyersclubhouse.com. You can find us on Facebook in our private group and on our page at Home Buyers Clubhouse. And you can also find us on YouTube at The Home Buyers Clubhouse. We hope you guys have an awesome weekend. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.